This podcast is independently produced and is not officially affiliated with the United Grid League or any of its governing bodies. All views expressed are my own or those of my guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policies or positions of the league. I'm here with John Young. John, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for coming and thank you for your patience because I know it took a little while for me to kind of start this thing and get it going.
No, you're a good girl.
Awesome. So forgive me if I'm wrong. I need to address it first. You're a first-time father.
Yes, ma'am. My Abby Grace is 4 months old.
Oh my goodness. I remember your wife was still pregnant when I was like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? So I was like, I need to at least mention it. How's that been going?
Great. So she went back to work 2 days ago, and it's my first time where it's just me for the whole day, and everything went great. She's thriving. So I'm a little sleep deprived, but other than that, everything's going great.
Yeah. In that baby phase, of course. Is you coach at a gym, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm kind of like a manager. I don't own it, but I'm there the most often. So
is that in Texas?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay. In Houston. Texas is really
just
big.
outside of Houston. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes from downtown.
Oh, okay, cool. I just found out how big Texas is because my best friend lives in Houston. And so maybe a year ago, I was like, I want to go to a Cowboys game. She's like, that's a 5-hour drive. We're not doing that. I was like, no.
So Sophia, captain of the Houston Bandits, he lives about an hour away from me. And we both would say we were from Houston.
Right. Okay. That's I'm maybe 25 minutes from Miami, but I was born and raised there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm from Miami. Typical. So how did you and Sophia actually meet?
So it's funny. The United Grid League made a post on Instagram that says Houston has a team now, or Houston's getting a team. And I got about 15 DMs saying, bro, you should do this. People who don't know me, I'm in the CrossFit space and I just talk a lot about people that are a lot fitter than I am. But I'm pretty strong. I like to take on strong challenges. I'm big into Olympic weightlifting. So I had a lot of people tell me that I should jump on this. And then I just messaged her and said, hey, I'm pretty good at the stuff that y'all do, if you still have people that you're trying to do. If not, no worries. And then she came out and put me through a couple tests and she was like, I'm on the team. And I was like, cool. And then I started doing a lot of research.
How was it that people figured that you would be good at grid? Because a lot of people come from a CrossFit background and are like, oh yeah, cool. I could do grid, but there's a little bit of a difference. Did you know about that difference or you just kind of figured?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's where the freaks get to be freaks. That's kind of how I describe it. If you're too good at something in CrossFit that it hinders the rest of your fitness, that's where Grid League's for you. If you're so strong that it's very hard for you to increase your aerobic capacity, not that I haven't tried, but as far as games aspirations or, semifinals level athlete, that your aerobic capacity is hindered because of how fast twitch you are, then you're made for Grid League. That's all it is fast twitch, go, right? And then same with gymnastics. If you're a little gymnasticy girl, you just fly around, do all the things like a Paula, you know what I mean? Just awesome at that stuff, but you're so small that you cannot lift very heavy, right? So you're very good at this one thing, but it hinders you as far as all around fitness, which is, CrossFit, then that's where the Grid League is for you. And what's funny is I was talking to James Sprague, and he goes, I wish that there was an aerobic specialist and he would join the team. And I was like, no, we don't play like that. I wouldn't be here if they had those. That's what I told him.
Just running circles around the grid the whole time.
Yeah, you just do a mile. Yeah, a ringer point, but it'd be a bonus ringer point for just a mile time trial. And that's all. God. That's all they're there for, and they just run around a velodrome.
That's so funny. So you said that you do weightlifting. Is that what we can expect to see you on the grid? That's your bread and butter, more or less?
Yeah. No, I'll be a strength specialist. Nice. I can do some of the body weight stuff. I can do triple touches and stuff, just kind of clowning around. But we have people that are much better than I am at that stuff. So I'm only in case we need it, kind of a guy for that stuff.
Got you. I mean, your team is looking pretty damn stacked. How is your training going for grid, and is it changing a lot for CrossFit for what you were doing?
Yeah. When I decide to do something, I'm all in on what I'm trying to do. I want to be the best dude that's doing it. And regardless if I can or not, I'm not saying I'm going to walk in and destroy everybody, but I want to try to. I don't know why you wouldn't do that if you're not trying to.
100%.
So I took this as an opportunity. When I was trying to be super fit, I did not touch anything over 315 for maybe a year and a half. Like, just, I didn't need to. I didn't lift weights at all. Unless they were no workout, I didn't lift weights. And I got decently fit, but like not anything crazy. Like, I'd have to get extremely lucky with the programming to be semifinals athlete. That's my level of fitness. And I'm extremely lucky. And then I took this as an opportunity. Well, I've never tried to get strong, like to see like how freaky can you get. I've never done it. I got really strong really quick, and then it was all about I'm so much worse at all the other stuff that, you know, being strong doesn't matter. And so I have a couple of goals that I just set, and that's kind of like I wanted to clean 405. And I did a little strength cycle and I was able to do that. And that was a big like benchmark thing that I was happy that I got to do.
Oh yeah.
I want to snatch 315. That's what we're in the process of doing now. And then in the meantime, I just do the grid things that I'm going to do. Like, we know the matches, we know the layouts. I've watched 2023, 2022, 2024 of like what the fastest splits of said things are. And it's just working on the things that I'm doing and trying to be faster than those splits. So like pistol jump overs, like I'm really good at pistol jump overs, but am I the fastest at pistol jump overs is a different story, you know? So It's just working on things like that. So, and then occasionally I'll throw in, so I was 195. I'm 5'10", and I was 195.
I was actually going to ask how tall you are, like just for reference to see like, where are you?
Yeah, okay. You know, typically people think like I'm bigger than I am, and I'm not. I'm not big at all.
I thought you were taller.
I mean, especially with the grid league people. Like CrossFit people, I'm still kind of big because nobody's big in CrossFit. But like grid league people, I'm not going to be super big at all. I was 195 like at my fittest, and then I shot to 207 so fast, like within 1 month, stopping doing all this aerobic stuff that I would do.
Yeah.
I got very insecure about it. I did not want to get over 210. I never thought I would ever see that number ever. And so, but then it stabilized at 207. You know, I do some aerobic stuff like 2 days a week, and then we're good. We haven't blown up too much.
Are you planning on staying there?
Yeah, no, I mean, eating normal, as long as I bike twice a week or do like an hour of something twice a week, like aerobically, it stabilizes at 207. It's not that hard to stay here.
Right. I wonder if that's like a weightlifting thing, like in our heads, like, oh, like our weight class, like this is the max, like that I can like come back down from. Cause I also have that. Like for me, I can't go over 131 because then it's going to take like so freaking long to go back down to like whatever my weight class is. You think that's what it is?
No, I think I like to keep a certain physique. It's on its way to looking like a different body than I want to look like. I don't know if that's me being insecure or I'm used to looking a certain way, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
I think any bigger and I would start to not like how I look. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
And and I'd like to think I don't really care at all, but I just don't want to get over a certain point. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
And then I think, you know, as far as coming back from it, I don't think I can usually swing 10 pounds really quick just by wanting to. I just cut out Dr. Pepper and I go down to 195 real quick.
Just no beer for a month. I know. I hate men. Like, that's like the problem that I have with you guys. Like,
I hate us too, girl.
Fine, but you guys like burn so much more calories. Like, you're able to just like change your weight so quickly. You have to work so freaking hard at it.
Yeah, most of my girls, like the girls that I train, it's hard to get them to eat enough. It's rare when I think somebody's like, you should not eat as much as you are. Typically with them, I'm trying to make them eat so much more than what they are. It's just for performance.
100%. I feel like I gain weight if I don't eat enough too. And like, that's
I'm not gonna act like I know the body like that.
No. Like, but I don't know. Something about men and I'm jealous of you guys. Anyways, are you going to be weightlifting anytime soon? Like at a USAW, maybe a nationals?
I doubt it. I mean, I might spur of the moment do one. I know a couple of my girls we're planning one in late May or early June, but I usually like to go there as a coach. That's one of them things that like I'm training them to be great, and I don't want to make that about me.
Gotcha.
There's enough stuff about me. You know what I mean? I want it all to be about them and them being great, you know? So
that's awesome. When was like the first time that you actually like heard about grid or watched grid? Was it like way back in NPGL or was it like more recent with it kind of like blowing up again?
I knew of it when like Noah Olsen did it, and like a couple of games athletes like kind of experimented with it a little bit. I knew of it, did not pay attention to it, but I just knew what it was. And then I hadn't really like watched a match all the way through until I decided I'm going to do it. And then I watched every single match that I could find just to see who the best guys were, what their techniques were, how's triad, like what are the best ways to sub, when you should sub, all this, what works the best.
Super cool. What is the element that you're most looking forward to?
Not really one in particular.
Are you set to do any ringer points or anything?
We don't know our ringers.
Oh, you still don't know the ringers?
No. Like Sophia said, like we're supposed to get them, and we still don't know them. I think they're still like experimenting with them or testing them.
You'd probably be like the cycling heavy barbell guy at the last quadrant and then like just go into the finish line kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, it really just depends on who we're against, because I think it depends on how good we are. We don't know until we play somebody, right? It's impossible to know. You can think you're good, but like you just don't know. And then 2, so like if we're against a team and we're like we're better, all right? Like say we're up like 10-5 or whatever. We don't need to waste a ringer point that we might be able to win on against another team, because you can only play one person per thing until the playoffs, right? So if we know that I'm going to win a certain ringer, we're not going to do that until a team that it would be needed, you know? So, and I don't know who that would be against until we start playing, until we know the ringers and we know, you know, where we stand. I feel that way with a lot of our teammates. Like, I think they would win their ringers for sure, but like game planning, when that is, kind of have to wait and see.
That's crazy. You said that you were like looking at the grid videos and trying to figure out who are the best guys. Who are the guys that you think you would be comparable to in grid?
I feel like I could get in trouble with this question. I don't want to like oversell myself. I would not say comparable, but like strive to be how good this guy is.
Okay.
I think I'm a slightly stronger RJ Hibbard without and slightly worse at gymnastics. Like I can do most of the stuff that he can do. It just doesn't look near as pretty. It's very muscular up there. Does that make sense?
100%. RJ Hibbard is a stud. Like he's gymnastics
awesome.
and super strong. So it's like pretty crazy. What a dude.
Ryan DeMatti, I think me and him are pretty comparable.
That's who I had in my head for you.
He's very consistent. He can do everything. He's reliable. He knows his role, and he's does as good as he can at his role. And that's what I kind of see for myself. I think I'm better at gymnastics than he. Like, there's some stuff that I can do that he doesn't do. So that's why I think of RJ Hibbard. But as far as comparable, what like I hope to look like, he's somebody I could see myself looking like.
I was literally thinking Ryan DeMatti when I asked you the question, just because what your team is, and we haven't seen you guys play, obviously, but from what your team is and like what I imagined your role to be from what you told me, that's kind of like your guy. Because there's a lot of utility people, but I feel like utility people in grid usually lean more gymnastics, right? It's really hard to call them like full utility. There are a few that are like completely utility and they can hit the last barbell of everything. They can fly on like the rope climbs and all of those things. But as far as like a actual like strength athlete, I'm really glad that we're getting more of those from the Bandits too.
Yeah, no, I think we're pretty. I think at least on the men's side, we're pretty set with strength. That we got plenty of people who can do some stuff. And I just try to be the fastest one at my stuff. And then I let them be the fastest at their stuff. I think knowing your role is extremely important in like how a team works. And like I could strategize all I want if Matt is faster at squatting a certain thing than I am, then he needs to be in. It doesn't matter that I'm the strong guy. It doesn't matter. If he's faster, he should be in. If I'm faster, I should be in, even if it's a gymnastic thing. But knowing your role, I think if everybody's on board, that's how team success happens.
100%. That's so cool. I'm really excited to see your team. It's just so many people who haven't played grid before, like coming onto the grid, and all of you guys working together with not so many veterans to kind of guide you. How have the team practices gone so far, if you guys have had any?
Yeah, no, good. They're good. So like we're all around, so it's a little bit hard because we're all around. There's like 5 of us in Houston, and then like I would say like like seven or eight in Houston, maybe give or take, like 2 hours away. And then the rest of everybody's all around America. So like that kind is kind of hard. So like, as far as like doing a match, like fully, we haven't, that's kind of hard. But as far as everybody's individual things, it's working pretty well. Everybody knows what is asked of them, even if they don't know how it works, like as far as like how triad works or how subs work, right? Like, even though they all know what they need to do, and as far as like executing what they need to do, we're all looking great. And then it's just, can we not make errors on like substituting when to go out, when to not go out, and all that stuff. And Sophia is going to be like yelling as much as she can and being the guideline to that, and Rob Guzman as well. And then I know I'm a rookie, but I've tried really hard. I like to nerd out on things. And so like, kind of like what I've done with the CrossFit space, like I want to be understand how everything works as much as possible. So I can kind of be like that too, with not to the extent of them, but like at least know what the strategy is going on, look at it from a different angle, and then just help out as much as I can as far as like, either run to the line or, not you yet, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. Did you ever play sports like as a kid or as a teenager, like on a team?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
I played football, basketball, and lacrosse. Go ahead.
You're very Mamba mentality right now.
How do you mean?
Like, you're very, the team needs to do what they need to do and we all work together. And that's like so cool. It's something that like very specific that only people who like played like cutthroat sports in their youth like can relate to. Did you play high school basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that like?
I wasn't in high school in Texas. I did my first 2 years of high school was in Naples, Florida, right around where you are. Okay. I went to Barron Collier, if you know that school. And then my second 2 years of high school, I was in Springfield, Illinois. So it was kind of funny because football was so much better in Florida and basketball was so much worse in Florida. So like basketball, I was really good in Florida. And then like, for how old you are. And like football, I was good, but I was just kind of another guy. Right. Like I was one of the good guys, good as a sophomore could be. Right. Like I played varsity as a sophomore, and you're good if you do that. And then went to Illinois, completely the opposite. Like basketball, everybody's 6'4". I'm the like it was so they were so good at basketball. But no, it was good. I was definitely way more of like, football is more, I'm about to do this. And then basketball is more like the team is, the team.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, because basketball in Florida is awful. Like it's so bad. And even like, we don't have like a very big high school scene or anything for basketball. For football, we have it, but nobody's going. And we're a big metropolitan area, so nobody's going to a high school basketball game or a football game anyway. Even the Miami Heat, like, we only like them when they're good. I mean, I say we, I mean Miami. I love the Miami Heat, rain or shine, but that's like the mentality of like Florida and South Florida and all of that. But Illinois is huge for basketball, and like all those like northern states, because it's something that you can do indoors, even when it's like snowing and like you're freezing your ass off. You could just go into the gym and do that. So that's so funny. I like clocked it as soon as you said that. Basketball is probably like one of my favorite sports.
Oh, me too. As far as playing, I enjoy playing basketball more than football. And then but football, I enjoy watching more than basketball. So it's kind of like
interesting.
Yeah.
Who do you rep for both sports?
I'm a Vikings fan, and I know it's super random. I've never lived in Minnesota, but I watched. I liked their colors when I was a kid, and then the Adrian Peterson was their running back right when I was like kind of like really getting into football, and he was my favorite player. And then I've just rocked with the Vikings ever since. So we're diehard Vikings. Like, one of my dog's names is Teddy because we got him when Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback. We're in it, even though we live in Houston, Texas. So, and then basketball, I'm not really a fan of any particular team. I'm a LeBron guy, and I know I'll get a lot of hate for that.
This is over.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm a LeBron fan. I like Luka too. But I would say the Lakers, but I'm much more like person oriented in basketball. I like certain people. I don't follow it much until the playoffs, but football I'll follow the whole way through.
Interesting. I used to follow LeBron when I was younger, but as you mature and you grow out of it,
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm just waiting for that moment. That's fair.
It'd be like that. So speaking of watching sports and doing all of that, tell me about the barbell spin and how you got involved in all of that.
Okay. So, I mean, this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't know a lot about you because I'm not
Okay.
super in the CrossFit space. So just to give you an idea of how I'm coming at you, I'm really just trying to learn about you right now.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I don't know how you would know of me if you weren't in the CrossFit space. I don't take it that offensive. I don't really think I'm big enough to be worth knowing. There's some people that know who I am. I'm the most niche kind of, have you heard this guy kind of.
No, I mean, I feel like all of CrossFit is like that, because I'm not
100%. Yeah.
CrossFit, but I say your name and they're like, oh, John Young. I know John Young. They're like, oh, they just signed John Young. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I'm niche of a niche sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good example. Okay, go ahead.
So I am the senior analyst of CrossFit. Sevon gave me that title. He's just a guy that does media or interviews.
I do know him.
Okay, good deal. I have a knack for predicting who's going to finish where and how. So if there's an event, I'm really good at predicting who's going to win that event, who's going to do bad in that event, blah, 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 blah. And as far as doing when the games came about, the very first year I tried, there was a guy named Brian Friend that I used to work with. And he was the first analyst of the sport. So real one. And I just kind of helped him with things. And then we went against each other and I got just kind of really lucky and my picks were really good versus his picks. I think they were kind of the same, but I was right there with him, or I was better at the top and he was better at the bottom, something like that. Right. And then I started just trying to make picks by myself and it kind of evolved from that. And I'm known for being the best predictor of how things are going to happen for any given workout. Right. I get it if it's not entertaining to very many people, but it's what I do. Nerd out on things a lot. So I started doing that with Sevon. And then I forget when Brian Spin came into play, but then we just started the show, the barbell spin, and me and Tyler and Spin just kind of really bounced off each other really well. And people liked the show. And then we just kept doing it. And now it's your weekly CrossFit news show. So for most people, Sevon's got a cult around him, and we probably owe everything to Sevon. Everything branched off of Sevon, but we have our own kind of, I would say, vibe, which is a different vibe from them, which is a different vibe from other people. And people seem to like it. So just what we've kind of do. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's kind of evolved almost into its own outlet, a sub outlet, like Fox Sports.
Yes,
so to speak,
yes. We kind of all got our own little shows. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. So it was just basically oh, I think this guy's going to win. I think this guy's going to win for just the sake of being right.
Yeah, essentially. But athletes want to know too. Here's the thing. If I know that Roman Krennikov can do 30 cals in 15 seconds, and I know Austin Hatfield's going to do the same 30 cals in 30 seconds, and then I know what ring muscle ups, how long that's going to take and then there's a second bike and how long that's going to take. You know how the workout evolves, right? Yeah. Across the CrossFit Games, which there are 15 different workouts, right? It's who's who of who's going to win or who's going to get second or who's going to get third. And everybody wants to know who the fittest man in the world is or the fittest woman in the world is, right? That's what we love in the sport, is just watching the literal fittest people in the world show what that looks like. And it's no different than basketball. We know LeBron's one of the best players in the world, but is Giannis finally better than him? Or is, what the Celtics, just their team is better than they overcome LeBron, or football, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the world. Nobody wants him to win, right? Yeah. It's Laura Horvath, she's one of the fittest women in the world, but doesn't like CrossFit headquarters. So there are a lot of people who root against her. People have favorites and they have people they don't like, and they want to hear takes or how they will do in the competition. You know what I mean? Right. It's like any other sport, but just way lower crowd.
No, but that is so cool. And that's kind of what I do. You just love something enough to want to talk about it with your friends or anybody who would listen to you. It's oh, I commentate on a semi-professional sport. Oh, what's it called?
Yes,
Grid.
absolutely.
I've never heard of it. Explain it. And then I have to use oh, it's CrossFit and weightlifting and strongman had a baby, but except it's really fast and girls and boys play together.
Yeah.
And so it's like a whole, oh yeah, that's very cute. That's a cute sport you got over there.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's so
Yeah.
cool. So kudos to you.
I try very hard not to talk about CrossFit with people who are not about it. Like it's like it doesn't matter. Like if somebody asks me what I do, I was like, I just talk about a sport. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Or
Like,
I just say I'm a CrossFit coach.
Like nobody here knows that I know everything about this one sport. I'm just like itching for someone to like say the word clean. I'll be like, I clean 405.
No, it's not like that at all. No. It's actually the opposite. Like I don't, but for instance, like my gym, there's people that like, I would say 3/4 of the gym has no idea like what I do in the sport of CrossFit.
No way. Okay.
And like they're just a regular gym. We're just all trying to be the fittest we can be. And I teach them how to do, a bar muscle up or whatever. Right. And I'm just a coach and have zero idea that like analyze the actual games or like I talk with the fittest people in the world on a regular basis and I don't even know if people like they would be interested, like, cool, dude. I'm going to go work for real now. Like, you know what I mean? I have an actual job, right?
What am I, real big boy job?
Well, they would be right. They would be absolutely right. That's why like I don't care to really share it. But then the people that are all about it, then like, yeah, we'll be all about it. That's all. I try to separate the two worlds.
Yeah, that's so cool. I really relate to that too. And it's hard because it's something that you love so much too. But it's something that so many people don't give a shit about. That makes me like admire you more because like, hell yeah, talk about what you like to talk about with your buddies and then, clock in for your gym managing job.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Ironically, I've gotten in more trouble just talking about what I want to talk about than actual work.
Fair. Very fair. Because you're more passionate about it.
That 100%. And I do have a way of talking that I don't think many people were used to. At least like the grid people have no idea who I am. None.
Right.
And so they think I'm trashing them when I'm not at all. This is just how this show is. And this is how I talk about people. Like I don't talk CrossFit Games people. It's like your sports team. You said I only root for the Heat when they're good. Like if I said that about Fee Sagafi, people are like, why do you hate Fee? I don't at all.
Right.
I just like, this is literally how I'm looking at it. If somebody is trash, I'm going to say they're trash. And like, I'll say it to their face. They know it. They're in this sport. This is a sport, like if you're going to get 100%. Your feelings hurt, it's not for you.
Yeah. I mean, there's, Stephen A's and then there's Max Kellerman's. Like you have a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially I feel like your podcast and your vibe is like bros. Like you guys are just like besties and you're just like talking about things that you like.
No.
And you're watching a football game at home and you're gonna be like, oh, these effing people suck. Of course, like you're going to like
I don't think I'm that vulgar.
No, I mean when I watch sports and it's an important game, I might get a little bit like that.
I got you. Yes. And I'm very blunt in my feelings. And
okay.
I've always been like that. I'm honest to a fault. It's gotten me in trouble more than once, but it's okay.
It's one of those things. What's the name of I don't remember his name. I'm not in that world. Don't make fun of me for not knowing this guy's name.
No, you're a good girl.
What's his name? The guy that made the video about you.
Mitchell
the one that
Hooper?
hates everything. No, the one that hates everything.
Oh, Andrew Hiller?
Yes. The one that hates everything is Andrew Hiller.
Okay. I don't know if he hates everything.
He doesn't hate everything. But he, like, you watch that and you know what you're going to find, like he's not like rainbows and butterflies. Like you just have to like find your niche in there.
No, and he's just telling the truth. It's just some people don't want to hear it.
Right.
He's telling the truth it's going to hurt people's feelings and unabashedly so.
Right.
And it rubs people off the wrong way. I understand why it rubs people the wrong way. I 100% get it. In my opinion, he's just telling the truth. I've been on one of his videos. He called out my squat lockout because my hips were still. I was trying to squat too fast. Not gonna have that problem in grid.
Better not.
I'm on that. I'm like, he's right. He's not wrong. I was trying to go fast. I'll be better. Like done.
Yeah, but you see, because I don't watch his content, but how I know him, and if I'm talking to Paul, because Paul knows everybody's name. Paul knows everything about everything. Paul Bear, who's like my boyfriend and I live with him and he owns the Venom and everything. And I'll be like, oh, the guy who hates everything. He'll be like, oh, Andrew Hiller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what sticks in my brain. So then if I didn't know your name, I would be like, oh, the guy that's on the podcast with the bros. He would be like, oh, John Young, you know? So
Yeah, I
he'll like
got you.
kind of fill in those blanks with me.
I got
And
you.
that's kind of how you're perceived. So if you wanted, I guess, to have a perception, you know, of people like me who are like, oh yeah, that's John Young, and like be able to fill in the gap, what would you say that your niche is in that dynamic?
That's a good question. I would say not afraid to be honest. It's never my intention ever to like make somebody feel bad or like in a bullying way. But we're only talking about performance, right? We're talking about people doing fitness in a competition.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to have fun. I think it's okay to say a whole bunch of things, but it's because we're talking about a sport. And I think people who do a sport live or online or whatever, you're up for anything, and it shouldn't. And I don't think it should. And I mean, and I might be in the minority on that, and that's fine. I feel I've been called every name in the book, and I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, I think people are really mean a lot. And then so a lot of people have like walls up. And then the second they hear anything, like even in a joking way, they immediately get super offended about it. And I think if you're playing a sport, that it's all fun. Like, we're all trying to have fun.
100%.
I would say if somebody says like he's honest to a fault, I've gotten that before, but it's never meant in a way to like hurt people's feelings. It's just trying to have fun with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it was a tough situation, everything that happened back then, just because it was something that was promoted by the league too. I think you guys could have said,
I think the Grid League had no idea who we were, and that was a problem. I think
I had no idea who you were.
If y'all like heard like how we do the games, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different.
Right.
And these are people that we talk about all day, all the time.
I had no idea who you were. I heard barbell spin, and I'm a journalist. So I'm like, ooh, like the barbell spin, like a very journalistic outlet. You know, like not thinking like too much about it, because I was like, oh, I think something about barbell spin said something about Alex Smith joining the Venom. So I was like, oh, so they write articles and stuff. Like, okay, cool. Like, that's kind of like what I do in my big girl job. So that's cool. Like, we're going to endorse that, and it's going to be awesome. And it was just this whole thing. But I think just the endorsement from the league just wasn't the mesh that it needed to do. I think you guys could have said anything that you wanted to say, and I think people wouldn't have felt so betrayed. And I do feel like partly responsible for that too. So
you know what's funny? Like, there was nobody on CrossFit's side that thought like anything was bad at all. Like, it was crazy to them. Crazy that people in the Grid League were so upset, like wild, could not understand it. And like, you could see this in Instagram. Like, I think this stuff is stupid to have like Instagram fights with people. If you've noticed, like, I didn't put any comments on anybody's Instagram thing ever, because I don't cut videos out of context and try to make people sound bad. It's not my cup of tea, somebody. But nobody from CrossFit thought anything was bad. And then the Grid League had this complete different vibe. And I think that caused like such a like separation. I didn't even know. It's just like two classes of people attacking each other, and I think that's dumb. I do.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was talking to Paul about this. I think Grid is so small. Like, you think CrossFit is small, like Grid is so much smaller and like underdeveloped as far as like scale goes. Because at least CrossFit has like affiliates, and you do this and you do that. We have a few like Grid affiliated gyms, but nobody's like going to go train Grid at a gym if they're not on a Grid team.
Sure. No, I understand.
Right? So there's a community of people in Grid, and they're all friends. Like,
and they feel like somebody's coming after the friends.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, like this is like our community. I'm gonna put my cape over you, and
you're
like,
attacking our
like,
community.
penetrate.
Yeah.
So it's
I
really
get
hard,
it, Cassie.
especially after Vegas and everything, that like it felt like, oh, like we're such a community because like we all work together for this common goal, and like we all came together and we were all so nice to each other. And like that's kind of like the sport has been. And you were one of the first people to be like, whoa, like I'm going to disrupt the Grid. And honestly, exciting. Like, from a spectator's perspective, I find that super exciting, because you're like a heel, like in wrestling.
That's
Like,
great. I can't wait.
please, I've been waiting for someone to come in and be like,
and be hated by everybody.
blah blah blah. They not the Daytona Venom, Las Vegas Venom. You're going down, and I'm like, heck yeah! Like, I want to see some competition.
Let me ask you this then. I get it. We're all a community. We're very small. We stick out for each other. You're talking trash about somebody. I'm not standing for it.
Yeah.
Get it. Understand.
Okay.
How do you expect the sport to grow if you're going to be so like closed-minded about other people's opinions?
Hard agree. Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to play unless you're the nicest person to everybody.
Yeah.
How do you expect the sport to grow?
Hard agree. It's like LeBron now talking crap to like sports media. Like, what the hell did you think was going to happen to your son when he joined the NBA? Of course, people are going to freaking talk about him.
Yeah.
Like, that's not your son. That's a ball player.
Sure.
Don't get mad at me.
I'm not. No. I that's a great point that I have no backup for at all. I think people can be soft. But I get that. I understand if I'm in the minority on that, but I think I will always think that way. And I think anybody who knows me as a person, and I think that's why the CrossFit community like came to my back so quickly, understands like where my heart is. And it's kind of like, and the Grid League doesn't know me at all. So like I get the initial response. The after response I think was wild, but I get the initial, we don't want, like, stop talking about us. We don't want you. You know what I mean? But then the girl that sent like an email to every single CrossFit gym saying I was the most worst person in the world. I think it's a little overboard, but
I didn't get to read the email. I heard there was an email, but I think you being a part of the sport and we're seeing like the disruption and more people talking about the sport is a good thing.
I hope so. And I think when people meet me in person, they'll feel a lot differently, but I think it's okay to talk trash every now and again. I don't know why it's such a big deal.
That's sports.
My intention was not to be a heel, but I am going to try the hardest to be the best that I can be in the sport. And if I'm good, it'll be great. Yeah, honestly, it'll still make for great content if I'm bad, but hopefully that's not the case. It'll be good for y'all either way. I'm either going to be trash and you're going to be like, see, you can't do nothing. And then, or I'm going to be great and I'm going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin out there. You know, it'll be good either way.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't be bad, but I can't wait to see the directions for sure. I'd be lying if I say I wasn't.
I'm going to be the nicest person ever, Cassie.
Believe that. You're so nice.
Let's say it's like 3 clean and jerks or whatever, or 3 cleans. We'll say 3 cleans. And we're ahead. I'm going to do that second clean. I'm just going to wait and look over there just to see if they want to catch up, and then do that third clean and then walk over it. But then I'm going to be like, it's all good, man. Like, then I'm going to hug you. If somebody did that to me, I would be like, that was pretty cool. I'd be upset. I'm on the other end of it, but it was a freaking BA move, right? You got to tip your hat off when you tip your hat off. Sometimes people are just better. I think it's fun to play games, man. People get hurt so easily.
I love how you're like, I'm going to be the nicest person. I'm just going to mog on them so hard, and then I'm going to shake their hand after.
Yeah. And I would expect the same from anybody else. You know what I mean? I have no problem with somebody being better or faster than me or our team. It's a team sport. One person can't, it's their team. I have no idea how I can only be the best I can be and hope we're good. Yeah. But I have no problem with somebody being better. I'm going to do the hardest I can for nobody to be better. And then if you're better, it's nothing but respect.
Yeah, of course.
I don't see why it should be different if it's the other way around.
No, it wouldn't be.
There
you go. Just a nice guy. John Young is. So are you going to be upset if we play you as a heel then?
How do you mean?
If you're like the heel, it's like, John Young versus the world.
I think it'd be better if it was like the Houston Bandits versus the world.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think our team would get behind that. I'm super down for us being the heel of the league, but I don't think it should be one person because all I'm doing is lifting heavy circles. Like cool. It's way more than that. I think it's gonna be really, really fun if we're good, and then if we're bad,
it's gonna suck.
No, I don't think it'll suck, but I think the league should have fun with it. Does that make sense?
100%.
But be ready for it if we're good. That's all I'm saying.
I like that. If you had a walkout song, what would your walkout song be?
Oh, you needed to prepare me for this question. You should have asked this question before I came on. That way I could
look through your Spotify, bro. Wait, are you a Spotify or an Apple Music user?
No, I'm a Spotify. My favorite song to lift to is No Air by Jordan Sparks.
But is it actually?
Oh, well, yeah, 100%. I lift so strong.
That's so good.
I like very girly poppy music. I train 35 to 50-year-old moms, like mostly. That's most of my clientele. I don't know why. It just ended up being like that. And so like it's girly poppy music a lot, but I can get down.
Are you with the new pop girlies or are you more in the early 2000s?
Oh, it's more early 2000s. I mean, don't get me wrong. Right. Sabrina Carpenter comes on, it's fine.
There we go.
It's not old Taylor Swift, you know. I like So let me
100%.
It might be like the Stone Cold glass breaking thing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And then I just walk out like that. It might be like, I kind of like the sound of that rather than a song.
All right. Will you crack open a beer for it?
I will crack open a Olipop.
There you go.
There you go. Or Dr. Pepper. So whichever one.
Dr. Pepper. That's a good one. I always think mine is going to be like Three Little Pigs. Do you know that song?
Oh, I thought you were talking about nursery rhyme.
No. It's actually so good. Who sings that one? Jelly something?
Green Jelly?
Green Jelly, yes. Have you heard that one?
I haven't, no.
Dude, listen to that song when we get off the podcast and imagine me like just like Stone Cold Steve Austin and I'm walking down like this.
Okay.
But except I'm huge. I'm really, really big.
I got you. Needed a few steroid cycles before you got out there. Walking out like that. I got you.
Yeah. So I need a few months at least.
175 Cassie walking out there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely over 131. All right. Is there anything else that you want to leave the people with before we get off of here?
I'm excited to play everybody. I'm excited for Colton. I don't know if you know who Colton Mertens is, but he's on our team. I'm excited to see him do it. I hope he has fun with it. I think it'll just be fun. Somebody of that like caliber in the CrossFit space to see how he does it. I know like Sevon and the crew will probably cover Dallas, so like that'll be fun. I don't know. I'm just really excited to get started. And again, I have nothing but respect for everybody doing it. I'm gonna try to be the best that I can be at my stuff, and y'all beat me, then you're better. And I think it's gonna be hard to do that. So yeah.
What do you know about the first team that you're gonna play?
The Lions or the Aces? Because they're together.
Yeah, the same.
I'm thankful Taylor Stallings is out because I can't beat her speed. I think the weights are unfair. The weights, you need to fix this, Cassie. I don't know if you...
I need to fix this.
Yeah. Oh, you have influence in this space, and the weights for the women are so uneven to the men. It is wild. Why are they so uneven?
I think it's more of a development thing that the league is like, we've never had such strong girls ever, you know?
I mean, I think you guys have running the show Miller for as long as it's been going on, has she not?
Yeah, but has she always been like as fast? No. Like actually like this was a mercy retirement. So
well, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that she has shown us mercy because that's the only person that I don't think I'd have a shot at beating in ringer of whatever. And because I can only move so fast. Like she's 5'1", 5'2", however short she is, very strong. And like I can be just as strong and it just doesn't matter because she's shorter. And so like that range of motion,
100%.
Like I can't beat her. There's nothing I could do to beat her. Like you put me up against Maddie, I think I got a good shot. You put me up against Griffin, I think Griffin's stronger, but it's about speed. I still think I have a shot. Does that make sense? She's the only one that I'm like, I can't beat her. So like those guys couldn't beat me, but like I would still think I'd be in it. And she's the only one straight up, like I can't beat her. And so I'm very thankful that she decided to retire on our rookie year. That was very nice of her. But I don't know a ton about the Lions. I know that Cardoza is a freak. I know
Cardona,
sorry. Eric Cardona.
Yeah, I forgive you.
Yeah. Okay. I know he's a freak. I'm hoping our bodyweight guy can compete with him. Probably not be as fast as him, but not hurt us so much. I think I stack up well against
that. Aaron Medina?
Don't worry about it, girl. You'll see.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think I stack up well against their strength guys. You know, I'm excited for the sandbag ladder because I think that's going to be a lot harder than people think. It is very tall. I did it with the 150. It was fine. But like doing a thruster tiptoe to get it over the second one, the last ladder. I'm just excited to see how people do that because it's going to be a lot harder than people think. But I'm excited to see how the weights are all easy. There's not a ladder that the weights are hard on. I think the sandbag ladder is going to be way harder than any ladder there is.
Interesting. I'm going to cut this part of the video out. And like, we're going to put like your walkout music to like you like completing all the ladders.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm down for that. I'll tell me what weights to lift, like, and I'll just go do it really quick.
It's going to be fun, and we're going to have some fun this season.
I'm excited. I hope everybody has fun. I hope it's a great, fun time.
Yep. Nice guy, John Young, everybody.
That's nicest guy in the grid. I think that's what we should title the video. John Young, the nicest guy in the grid.
All right, consider it done.
Okay, people are going to think it's like
this is a hit piece on John Young.
A troll piece.
No, but genuinely, it was so much fun talking to you, and thank you for your time, and thank you for your patience, and waiting 4 months for me to finally call you.
No, you're good. I appreciate you for having me.
All right. Looking forward to seeing you on the grid.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Pegasus Smelling Salts for sponsoring this episode. These salts last me a long time and consistently pack a punch. You can grab some from the link in the description down below. Trust me, you definitely want some of these. Whether you're on the grid or you're just sitting down to record a podcast, these pack a punch. This is the Headless Harvest bunch. It kind of smells like pumpkin spice, which is my favorite, of course. Ooh! Ooh! That's the good stuff.